Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Burt Lacoste Park here in Tecumseh, Ontario for the 2022 OCAA Men's Baseball Championships. My name is Mark Knight here on We Digital. You got a picture there of the Georgetown Huskies. We got the Huskies facing off against the Fanshawe Falcons today on a rather cool day here in Tecumseh, Ontario. Temperature sitting at around 3 degrees Celsius. That's about 40 degrees Fahrenheit for those of you that live on that side of the thermometer. This is game one, day one. The field looks to be in pretty good shape, maybe a little damp out in the outfield, but nonetheless, the cooler temperatures are going to make for some interesting baseball today. There's a starting lineup for Fanshawe. Left fielder Eric Martin, and center is Drew Lawrence. The catcher is Brad Verhoeven. In right field, Ferris Adamu. Playing first base is Jamie Lawler. The designated hitter for Fanshawe is Carter Stratton. At third base is Liam Carson. Shortstop, McGuire Gordon. And at second base, Connor Smith. Defensively, for the George Brown Huskies, playing catcher Wagenhofer, third base is Lupton, shortstop Peters, second base McDonald. At first base, we got Tremblay. Nole, Bandura, and Ferris are covering the outfields. And on the pitcher's mound to start, we have Finley Butler. The officiating team is just making their way onto the diamond right now. At home plate, we have Kevin Johnson. At first base, Stephen Gomes. And our umpire at third base is Robert Small today. All bundled up, weather indicative, as they discuss what's happening. Have a look at the lineups, make sure everything's good. And there you have the standings. The George Brown Huskies are an even 9-9, 500, and Fanshawe is locked in a third-place tie with Centennial Colts and the Durham Lords. But the Falcons are looking to come away with the win here today against the George Brown Huskies. As I said, this is game one. First pitch in just a couple of minutes. Stay with us all weekend here at We Digital for continuing coverage of the 2022 OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here at Lacoste Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. For those of you that might not be familiar with Lacoste Park, the left field line is 330 feet. The right field line is 320 feet. And straightaway center field is 405 feet. Whether the temperatures are going to allow the baseball to carry quite that far today, we will only have to wait and see. As you see one of the George Brown players there with his friendly mascot on his head. I don't know if that's for a warming issue or whatnot, but it's up there on his head, and the cameraman is catching that quite well. Defensively for George Brown at center field, we got Kyle Bandura. At third base, Jarrett Lupton. The catcher is Brady Wagenhofer, as we mentioned. Daniel Ferraz at left field. Brendan Nole in right field. Robert Vabarutzis is the designated hitter. The shortstop is Christopher Peters. Playing first base is Braden Tremblay. And at second base, we have Noah McDonald for the George Brown Huskies. And defensively, the lineup for Fanshawe Falcons. The pitcher is Stapleford. At catcher is Verhoeven. Lawler at first, Smith at second, Gordon playing shortstop, and Carson at third base. In left field, we've got Martin. Center field is Lawrence, and right field is Adamu. Final handshakes there between the officials and the managers. Wishing everybody a good game, and I'm expecting just that. The sun is starting to peek through the clouds, and the weatherman called it pretty well. He said the snow, yes, snow should end around 4 o'clock, and it did. George Brown Huskies versus the Fanshawe Falcons at Lacoste Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. And there you see the weather forecast. Temperature is 2 degrees, but it feels like -3 Celsius. Humidity 87%, but wind gusts 33 kilometers an hour out of the southwest. And you see the Canadian flag there flapping rather gingerly out in center field. Lots of cheering on the diamond as these teams are geared up and ready to go. You see a Kyle Bandura there. He's lead off for the Huskies, and he's getting himself nice and loosened up. Make sure those shoulders are good and open as he's the leadoff hitter starting things off today for the George Brown Huskies. Connor Stapleford is on the mound for Fanshawe. Verhoeven in to catch as they get a couple of warm-up pitches in. Connor Stapleford, his stats in 5 games. He's 2-2, 0 saves, 17 innings, but 13 walks and 21 strikeouts, sporting a 4.94 ERA. With temperatures like this today, he's going to have to do some quick pitching to try and keep his arm warm. You don't want to see anybody be out on the mound a little bit too long with a cold arm and pull something that they wouldn't otherwise pull on a nicer day. So here we go. Top of the first. George Brown is up to bat. Number 17, Kyle Bandura. As his dugout is rather loud, cheering on their teammate. So Bandura steps in. He's set to go. And here we go. Takes the first pitch high. Ball 1. Stapleford. Right down the middle, broken bat. Short hop to shortstop, and he's thrown out at first base. We might see a little bit more of that as well. Cold bats hitting on the handle. And Kyle Bandura goes down with a 6-3 put out. Coming to the plate now, number 23, Jarrett Lupton. Jarrett's playing third base today. One up, one away for George Brown. Takes one down the middle for a strike. Jarrett Lupton this season is 19 for 56 in 16 games. He's got an average of .339. No home runs, but 7 RBIs. Stapleford puts one in the dirt, evens the count at 1. Stapleford is set. Deals down the middle, swung on and missed. Stapleford gets ahead. 1-2. Nobody on the base pass. 1 out for George Brown. Lupton's taken. 2-2's the count. You can see the sun reflecting off the players. That's a welcome addition to the day. High pitch hitting a hole. Rolls out to center field. And Lupton is safely at first base. And the replay shows a little bit of a looper there. Makes it to the grass. Short center field. Quickly gets the ball in. And George Brown has their first runner. Coming to the plate right now, the catcher, Brady Wagenhofer. One out, one on. In the dirt. See Wagenhofer there indicating don't run. Brady Wagenhofer this season is 23 for 55 in 18 games, batting a comfortable .418. 3 home runs, 21 RBIs, and he's looking to add to that right now. Takes one in the dirt. It's got away from him, and the runner goes safely to second base. Verhoeven couldn't hang on to that, and that puts Jarrett Lupton at second base. Not really a steal, more like a giveaway, but he's at second base nonetheless. Little chat here between the catcher and the pitcher. Well, like I said, the cold temperatures are going to have an effect on the pitchers especially. It's going to have to do some hurry up in the pitching to keep that arm warm. And when there's delays and things on the base paths, it's going to affect the pitching today. Two and O's the count. Takes one low. Looking to the dugout. What's the call? Am I okay to swing or not? He knows what his abilities are. I'm thinking he's given the green light. Man on second, one out. If he gets something to hit. And he's taken all the way. 4 straight. So that stolen base is all for naught. We got one on first, one on second. One out. And that brings up the left fielder, number 8, Daniel Faraci. As you see Stapleford looking at his catcher Verhoeven. Daniel Faraci this season is 11 for 37 in 13 games. 297, 6 RBIs, and no home runs. Looking to increase his RBI title. Takes one high, called for a strike. The George Brown dugout is very vocal to start this game. Swung on and popped up in behind the dugout. 0-2. Faraci quickly behind. Runners at first and second, one out. Takes a changeup outside. Ball one. Swung on over to third. Quick throw to first. In time. That's two away, but the runners do advance. The Wii Digital replay. Little half a swing over to the third, but no one covering third. He's got nowhere to go but first base and does it perfectly. So we got runners at second and third, two out. And Brendan Nole, the right fielder, is at the plate. Taken all the way for a strike. Brendan Nole this season is 14 for 47 in 16 games, batting .298, 16 RBIs, and a 0 for the home runs. Active bat at the plate. Takes one inside, and that's called for a strike. Kind of stepped out of it. He thought he was going to get the ball call, but that didn't happen. Nole quickly behind. 0-2. Top of the first, two out. No score yet. Swing and a miss. Cleanly caught there by Verhoeven. So that retires the side for George Brown Huskies. Two men left on. No score. And we'll be back to show you the bottom of the first. OCAA Men's Baseball Championships.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back to Lacoste Park in the 2022 Men's OCAA Baseball Championships. The George Brown Huskies against the Fanshawe Falcons. We're about to start the bottom of the first inning. No score, as you can see here on the Wii Digital scoreboard. My name is Mark Knight. Glad you're with us today on this cool day here in Tecumseh, Ontario. Finley Butler, number 24 for the Huskies, in 6 games, 3 starts. 1 loss is 0-1, 0 saves, 19.2 innings pitched, 11 walks, and 33 strikeouts with a 6.41 ERA. And he's the man the Huskies put on the mound to start this game. A pair of 24s in the pitching squad, both number 24 for Fanshawe and for the George Brown Huskies. Eric Martin at the plate for Fanshawe, playing left field today. He's going to try and get things going. 14 for 35 in 12 games this season. Batting .400, 6 RBIs, no home runs. Takes the first pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. Kevin Johnson at the plate gives the nod. He's taken. 1-1. Hit down the line. Extra bases. Got past the left fielder. He's going to turn two and get held up at two. Nice leadoff hit there, as you can see on the Wii Digital replay. He dug down and got that one, cutting away from left field. Makes a stab at it, but gets past his glove, almost to the warning track. And they get the ball in. So Eric Martin is safely on second base. And Drew Lawrence, the center fielder for Fanshawe, comes up. Drew Lawrence this season, 12 for 43, batting .279. 1 home run, 7 RBIs in the 16 games he's played in. Takes the first pitch high. Ball one. We're in the bottom of the first. No score. No out. Runner on second base for Fanshawe. Taken high. Ball two. Drew Lawrence set to go. Butler sets and dishes. And Lawrence was taken all the way on that one. That was down the middle. Two and one. Tried to sneak that one in just below the knees. But the home plate umpire wasn't biting. 3 and 1. Good shot of Eric Martin there. Inside. So we got runners at first and second. No out for Fanshawe. And now the catcher comes up for the Falcons. Number 12, Brad Verhoeven. Getting the batter's box all maintained just the way he likes it. Brad Verhoeven this season 15 for 42, batting a comfortable .357, 12 RBIs, 1 home run. Shows bunt. Pulls away, but it's called a strike. Not a bad idea to get things started here. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Taken there, 1 and 1. Nice wide shot there from the Wii Digital camera. Taking in the pitcher and the batter. Good shot of the George Brown dugout. Butler sets. Takes the ball, 2 and 1. Swung on. Hit into right field. Not played particularly well by the right fielder. But he's thrown out at second base. Advances a runner to third. Eric Martin's on third. bobbled the ball out in right field, but they get the ball into second base as he turns the corner. At the plate, number 9, the right fielder, Ferris Adamu. We've got one out. Swing and a miss. So we got runners at first and third. One out, bottom of the first. Easy steal there into second base as Brad Verhoeven opens up first base. 1-1 count now on Adamu. Foul tip. Back to the backstop. One and two. Butler sets. Oh, and he hits him. He hits him. That'll load him up. With Eric Martin advancing on the hit. Brad Verhoeven stealing second, leaving first base open. Ferris Adamu hit by a pitch, loads the bases. One out. The first baseman's coming up, Jamie Lawler. Lawler takes the first one for a strike. Bases loaded, no score, bottom of the first. One out for Fanshawe. Swing and a miss. Quick throw back to first, trying to catch him leaning, doesn't make it. 1 run scores, 2 runs score. And that puts Adamo on third base. Hit by a pitch, bad throw. And Ferris Adamo is standing on third base. 2 runs in for Fanshawe. Oh, and 2 the count on Lawler. Swing and a miss. In a way, he does his job. Taking the big cut, runners advance. 2 runs score for Fanshawe. We're in the bottom of the first, and Carter Stratton is coming to bat. 9 for 27 in 11 games, batting .333. Takes the first pitch outside for a ball. Carter Stratton is the designated hitter in today's game. In the dirt. Not likely coming from third base. Ball 2. Swung on and missed. Little hitch in his swing there. Like he thought about it and continued to swing anyway. Swung on, popped high. Pitcher's pointing up. Under first base. And that'll retire the side, but not before they score 2 runs, leave 1 runner on. And here's a Wii Digital replay indicating it's very high, catching it in the sun. First baseman hauls it in for George Brown. We're at the end of 1 here at the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships on Wii Digital. We'll be right back.
Every child should learn how to swim, for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to the 2022 OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on Wii Digital. We're at Lacoste Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. The George Brown Huskies and the Fanshawe Falcons here on day 1, game 1, and the Falcons are up 2-0 after 1 inning of play. Fanshawe's catcher Verhoeven there, taking a couple of warm-up pitches from Connor Stapleford. And there's Connor there. Sun shining on him. Bit of a misnomer. It's rather cold here today. 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. 36, 37 degrees Fahrenheit. But we are playing baseball. The designated hitter, Rob Vavarutsis, number 29, is coming to the plate for George Brown. Rob this season is 11 for 35 in 12 games, batting a .314, 7 RBIs, but no home runs. Steps into 1, takes inside, ball 1. Another broken bat for George Brown. To second base, quickly over to first base. That's 1 out. Interesting, though. Both leadoff hitters. George Brown, top of the first, top of the second, broken bat. You can see the replay there. Ball kind of squirting to second base. So we got a 4-3 putout to start the inning for George Brown. Coming to the plate, Chris Peters. Chris is playing shortstop today. This season for George Brown, he's 16 for 45 in 18 games, batting a .356, 1 home run, 9 RBIs. Takes the first for a ball. In the dirt, ball 2. Connor Stapleford on the mound for Fanshawe. 1 out, nobody on. Swung on, popped high. That's going to get back behind the dugout. 2-1. Peters is set. Trying to give that one away, Stapleford. But Verhoeven goes up and hauls it in. 3-1's the count. So Chris Peters should see something nice to hit on this pitch. But he gets it high and away. As Peters advances to first base on balls. Coming to the plate now for George Brown, number 25, Braden Trombley playing first base. No outs, runner on first. We're in the top of the second inning here at Bert Lacoste Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. Trombley takes, ball one. Braden Trombley this season is 8 for 35 in 13 games, batting .229, no home runs, 7 RBIs for the Huskies. Takes inside, ball two. Stapleford's having some trouble finding the middle of the plate. Inside, swung off the handle, fouled away. 2-1 on Braden Trombley. Stapleford sets. Trombley's waiting. Takes one high. Quick throw to first. Not in time. 3-1's a count on Trombley. Runner on first there. Chris Peters for George Brown. One out. One runner on. Trombley waits. Takes inside. Sets 2 walks in a row for Connor Stapleford. And we're likely going to see a little communication session on the mound as Verhoeven walks out and has a little chat with his pitcher. Give him a little. Coming to the plate for the George Brown Huskies. Playing second base, number 5, Noah McDonald. Verhoeven comes back. Had a little chat. You remember the last inning when Verhoeven went out and spoke with Stapleford. He threw a couple of buttes down the pipe. Noah McDonald is waiting on that. He's 9 for 35 in 14 games, batting .257, 7 RBIs on the season, no home runs. He's got 2 runners on, 1 out. McDonald takes inside. I think if Stapleford keeps up this, they're going to be warming somebody up in the bullpen rather quickly. These cold temperatures have to have an effect on the pitcher most of anybody. There's one. Down the middle. And you saw Noah McDonald just sitting there waiting on it. Well, after walking the 2 batters in front of him, he can afford to take a couple. 1-1's a count on McDonald. Nice curve in there for a strike. Stapleford found a little come of on that ball and spun one in across the plate. Throwing hard, swung on, fouled away. That'll even the count at 2, and all of a sudden Stapleford's back in the game. A little bit of sunshine on his face. Throwing a couple hard, quick pitches, warming up the arm. And McDonald's got to think about this next pitch. Oh, a little looper. Kind of got away from Stapleford there. Looked like it went behind the batter as he crouched down. Full count. 1 on. Correction, 2 on. 1 out. That one looked like it may have gone off his hands, but it fouled back into the screen. Had an odd sound to it, like it didn't hit the bat. But he's not wincing, so I don't think it went off his hands. Noah McDonald, full count. Connor Stapleford, set to pitch. Throws one in there, swung on, fouled away. That'll keep the pitcher and the batter warm. Waiting for the sign. Signal's been delivered. Pitch is set. Called him. That'll get him. A little bit of a delay call there, but a strike nonetheless. So they've got 2 out, 2 on. Fanshawe leads George Brown by a score of 2-0 in the top of the second here. So coming to the plate, lead off number 17, Kyle Bandura. Kyle's playing center field. If you remember his first trip to the plate, swung on, broke his bat, got thrown out. We'll see if he's got a better bat this time. Okay. Thank you. Kyle Bandura this season, as I mentioned, 14 for 49 in 17 games, 6 RBIs. One and one's the count on Bandura. Two away. 2 runners aboard. And Bandura's looking to advance. Nice curve. In for called strike. Bandura's looking towards his coach to see what the sign is. 1-2. Swung on. Short chopper to third base. Nowhere to go with it. Does a little head bob. Realizes he's not going to throw it away. As you can see here, a little short bouncer. Runner's coming behind him. He can't go to third, and he knows that, but realizes he cannot get it to first base in time. So that'll fill the bases up as Bandura gets aboard. So Bandura's on first. Trombley's on second. Peters is on third. And Jarrett Lupton is at the plate. 2 out. Bases loaded. Swing and a miss. Jarrett Lupton, 19 for 56 in 16 games, had a base hit. His first trip to the plate here in the first inning. We're in the bottom of 2. And he's looking for another. Takes one high. 1-1. Connor Stapleford just looking to get out of this inning. He's got 2 out. But the bases behind him are loaded with Huskies. Lupton taken all the way. Two and one. Top of the second here, George Brown would like nothing better than to see Lupton touch the grass with one and tie this game up. Taken high. Stapleford's in trouble here. Bases loaded, behind in the count. He's got to dish one here. And Jarrett Lupton knows it. So I'm guessing he's going to get something sweet to hit here, because they're not going to want to walk one in. And he did. Swung on. Down the line. First base grabs it. Quickly touches first base there, and that'll retire the side. A sweet pitch to hit, and he hit it down the line, as you can see here in the Wii Digital replay. Couple of hops. First base is playing deep. Catches the ball and runs over it, touches the bag. And that'll wrap it here for the Huskies side of the second inning. You're watching the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. We'll be right back.
Just gonna hang out. If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back to the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. We're at Bert Lacasse Park here in Tecumseh, Ontario. The George Brown Huskies taking on the Fanshawe Falcons as we head into the bottom of the second inning. The Falcons are up 2-0 on some interesting situations that have already happened here in the first inning. On the mound for the Huskies, number 24, Findlay Butler. Wagenhofer still catching. In the Huskies' side of the second inning, they loaded the bases but left them all aboard. Could not bring one across the plate. And Fanshawe are looking to add to their 2-run lead. So coming to the plate for Fanshawe, playing third base, is number 33, Liam Carson. His first trip to the plate today. Liam Carson this season is 13 for 42, batting .310. No home runs, 8 RBIs, and he's taken the first pitch. Ball one. Inside, ball two. You see the temperatures there affecting Mr. Butler, blowing on his hand, trying to keep it warm. It is rather cool here today. Hopefully it's warmer where you are enjoying today's game. Finds one down the middle. Called strike. We hope you stay with us all weekend here on We Digital for continuing coverage of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships. Swung on by Liam Carson. Quick throw out to first base as the Huskies throw it around the horn. And that'll bring up McGuire Gordon, the shortstop for Fanshawe. One out, nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Nice little changeup down the middle. Swung on, fouled away. 0-1 the count. Gordon. Swung on, right back to the pitcher. Finds the hole out into center field. And number 11, Gordon, is aboard at first base. Good hit, straight back. Finds the hole up the middle. And with one out, Fanshawe has a runner at first base. At the plate, playing second base, number 4, Connor Smith. Connor Smith this season is 10 for 35, batting .286 with 7 RBIs. Takes the first pitch outside. Ball one. Findlay Butler looking for the sign. Keeping an eye on first. Throws down the middle. Swung on and missed. One and one the count. Takes a look to first. Isn't so concerned. Runner holding tight to first base. Inside. 2-1. Quick throw over to first. Safe, as Stephen Gomes indicates that. Connor Smith takes one way outside. 3-1. Runner at first isn't leaking very far. Now he takes another step. Down the middle. Quick throw to... And they get him. Kind of stumbled on the slide there. He started a little too soon. As you can see, he walks away in shame, all dirty. Slides into second base, but doesn't quite make it. He gets thrown out at second base. Full count on Connor Smith. Swung on, fouled away. So we've got two out. Bottom of the second. Full count on Connor Smith. Fanshawe up 2. In the dirt, and that'll put Connor Smith aboard on 4 balls. And that'll bring the left fielder Eric Martin to the plate. He started off the first inning with a hit, scored a run. Quick cut, fouls it away. Strike one. Eric Martin this season batting .400 with 6 RBIs. Swung on up the middle. Throw to second, bobbled at first. Safe at first, runner goes to third. He's looking for more. But the Huskies corral the ball and end the running of the Fanshawe Falcons. So Connor Smith gets aboard on a base on balls. Now's at third base. And you can see the bobble there at second base. And a bad throw to first. It stays right close, but the runner doing the right thing, peels off to the right. Safe at first. Runners on the corners, 2 out, bottom of the second. And Drew Lawrence is at the plate. Swung on, fouled away. Drew Lawrence batting .279 this season, 12 for 43. Have to check with the official score, but I'm guessing they're going to put Eric Martin on base on an error. Drew Lawrence taken high. Fake throw to first. Yeah, we just got the word that was an error, so Eric Martin is aboard from an error. Another throw back to first. And he gets him leaking. And the Huskies are rather proud of themselves on that, but Eric Martin makes the mistake of leaning a little bit too far and not paying attention, and Finley Butler caught him. So that wraps up the second inning here for the Fanshawe Falcons. Scores 2-0 in the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. We'll be right back.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Welcome back, everybody. Mark Knight here on the We Digital Network. We're enjoying the 2022 OCAA Men's Baseball Championships. We're at Lacoste Park in Tecumseh, Ontario, and the Fanshawe Falcons lead the George Brown Huskies by a score of 2-0. We're heading into the third inning, and Connor Stapleford is on the mound for Fanshawe. Got into some trouble, having a hard time finding the strike zone there in the second inning, but defensively his team pulled him out of it. And George Brown left the bases full. And you see a little conversation there between the home plate umpire, Kevin Johnson, and Brady Wagenhofer. Brady Wagenhofer, number 26. He's a catcher for George Brown, batting .418. He got a base on balls his first trip to the plate, and he's taking another one right there. Taken again, but this one's a strike. 1-1 the count on Wagenhofer. High and away. Not really a pass ball, but the ball makes it all the way to the backstop. 2-1. Wind picking up a little bit here at Lacoste Park. High, checks his swing. 3-1. Great batting average, good eye. Outside, 2 trips to the plate, gets aboard both times, base on balls. As he smiles at his first base coach. Having a little chat with the first baseman there. As Daniel Faraci, the left fielder for George Brown, is now at the plate. Batting .297. All bundled up with the headscarf. Hits one down the third base line, gone foul. Strike one. Connor Stapleford there for the Falcons. And Brad Verhoeven catching. Faraci waits. Takes one low and inside. 1-1. Nobody out, one on for the Huskies here in the top of the third inning. 2-1's a count. Fanshawe got 2 runs in the first inning, and that's where we sit here in the top of the third. Quick throw to first. Ball gets away, but the runner's not going anywhere. Three and one. You saw Verhoeven thought he could catch him napping at first base. Couldn't quite get the ball there in time. And Wagenhofer remains safe at first. 3 and 1 on Faraci. 3 and 2. Delayed strike call there to fill it up. Swung on, fouled back off his leg. And Wagenhofer makes the trot back to first base. No out. Runner on first. Top of the third. Full count on Daniel Faraci. Outside. So there's 2 in a row base on balls. And we saw Stapleford do that there in the second inning with Chris Peters and Braden Tremblay. And first trip to the mound by the pitching coach for Fanshawe. Just going to have a little chat with him, ask him how he's feeling. I don't think they're set to make any changes just yet. It is cold, and it's going to have an effect on the arm. So we'll see where this goes. And Kevin Johnson makes his way over there to remind them that don't take all day. If you're going to pull them, pull them. If you're going to leave them in, then let's get this game going. Everybody's getting colder. Cold day, brisk wind. As Winnie the Pooh would say, it's a blustery October day here in Tecumseh, Ontario. So that brings Brendan Nolay to the plate. 14 for 47, batting .298. Brendan's playing right field today. I think he was charged with 1 error earlier. Shows bunt. Bunts it foul. Strike 1. No out. Runners at first and second. Good idea on Nolay's part. Or the coach's part. Who's ever responsible for that particular play. As Stapleford steps off the rubber. All kinds of signs being communicated there by Brad Verhoeven. And the runner goes. Shows bunt. Fouls again. Strike 2. So Nolay will be taking or swinging on this pitch. Active bat in the batter's box. Taking high. Bunt sign is off. One and two the count. Nole is the third batter in the inning. First two batters are aboard with 4 balls. In the dirt. And there you see the indication he did not swing. So that brings the count to 2-2. Inside, filling it up. Lots of pitches for Stapleford. But he's running the risk of putting his third runner on in a row with 4 balls. And that's exactly what he does. So Fanshawe's got some decisions to make here. Connor Stapleford, 3 straight batters on the bases, 3 straight walks. As the infield converges on the mound to have a little chat. No pitching coach yet. They got a couple of run cushion, but if Rob Vavarutsis can connect with one, that will change the score drastically. 11 for 35 on the season, batting .314, no home runs, but 7 RBIs. So can he find the fence here on this cold day in Lacoste Park? No out, bases loaded, and he swings. Hits it into left field, gets the ball into the pitcher. 2-run score. Quick relay by the pitcher to Verhoeven. The tag goes between the legs. And you see Kevin Johnson there. Instant safe call. And Verhoeven can't believe it. He thought he got there in time. But if you can see on the Wii Digital replay, the tag went between the legs. As it's coming up here, swing. Out to left field. Quickly gets the ball in. Hits the pitcher, throws it in. But we can't quite get the tag there. But the tag went between the legs. And that means 2-run score. We got runners at first and second. So we're in the top of the third. We got a tie ball game, and Chris Peters is at the plate. 16 for 45, shows bunt. Can't quite make it. Strike one. Chris Peters is the shortstop for George Brown. Swing and a miss. Strike two. First and second, 2 runs in. Nobody out. 0-2 the count on Chris Peters. Got him looking. Throws a nice curveball. Settles down right over the plate. And Chris Peters called on strikes. Connor Stapleford would like to have a few more of those in his back pocket. Braden Trombley at the plate now for George Brown. Braden Trombley plays first base. Takes the first pitch. Caught the corner. And Kevin Johnson indicates that's a strike. 8 for 35 this season, batting .229 with 7 RBIs. Braden Trombley. Takes another one. Looks like it's coming in, but Connor Stapleford has found his curveball. One out, and he's pitching like a champ to Braden Tremblay. Swung on. Oh, hit hard to second. Little backhand flip. And they call him out. Did he have the ball long enough? They say he did. Ooh. That's a fortuitous situation for the Falcons. So we've got 2 out. Runners at the corners. And Noah McDonald's at the plate. Big swing right through. Strike one. Noah McDonald this season, 9 for 35, batting .257, 7 RBIs. Time's called. There's that curveball. Oh and 2. So Stapleford has found something. He steps off the rubber. Wants to have a look at the runners, making sure they're not abusing the base paths too much. Stapleford sets. Throws one high. Had a little bit of room here. He got out in front of McDonald very quickly. 1 and 2 the count. Runner moves to second base. Little short hop right to second. Easy throw to first. And that'll wrap up the inning. But not before a 2-run score for the George Brown Huskies. See a little half swing. Drives it right to short. Nice easy throw to first base. Stretches out. OCAA Men's Championship Baseball here on We Digital. We'll be right back. On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282. Welcome back to the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. We're at Lacoste Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. We're in the bottom of the third inning between the Fanshawe Falcons and the George Brown Huskies. Keep an eye out for OFC football final Saturday, October 22nd at 6:50 p.m. Production starts there between the St. Clair Saints football team and the London Beefeaters. Starting off the third inning here for Fanshawe. Drew Lawrence. He was at the plate when Eric Martin was thrown out at first base, so he continues his at-bat. Shows bunt outside. 1-1 on Drew Lawrence. Hard hit up the middle. Over second base, out into center field. Quickly get the ball in, but Drew Lawrence is safely away on first base. The Wii Digital replay here. Hard hit, well hit. Finds the hole straight over second base, out into center field. Brad Verhoeven, the catcher, at the plate now for the Falcons. 15 of 42, batting .357. Takes the first pitch high for a ball. Swung on. 1-1. Finley Butler for the Huskies on the mound. Wagenhofer giving the signs. And Drew Lawrence has no trouble getting back. Good dish there by Butler to get it to first base. But Lawrence is, he's leading just a little bit. Got a little conversation here between Stephen Gomes and the pitcher. Making a motion over to the Huskies dugout. Just letting him know, don't lick the fingers and go straight to the ball. Make sure you wipe the fingers on the pants first. We don't need any foreign substances on the baseball. Verhoeven takes inside. Ball 2. We're in the bottom of the third inning here at Lacoste Park. Score tied at 2. No out, 1 on for Fanshawe. Swing and a miss. 2-2 on Verhoeven. Oh, pitches behind him. Drew Lawrence easily advances to second. Finley Butler not happy with that pitch. He'll shake it off. Full count on Verhoeven. Runner at second, no out. Swing, safely caught, tipped into the glove. He's out. So playing right field, number 9, Ferris Adamu comes to the plate now for Fanshawe. 21 for 49 in the regular season, batting .429. The cleanup batter for Fanshawe today has a little chat with the third base coach, deciding how they would like to move Drew Lawrence around. Well, he is standing on second base, 1 out. All the signals have been conveyed. And Adamu is set. You can hear the Fanshawe dugout saying, "Let's go, 9." And they decided to to walk him. So he's going to get an intentional walk. And that brings up Jamie Lawler. And that's okay. That's called respect and fear. So Jamie Lawler, playing first base, comes in. So you got runners at first and second, one out. Lawler takes one in the dirt. But Wagenhofer is able to keep it in front of him. His runners don't advance. 13 for 40 on the season, batting .325. Fifth batter in the lineup for Fanshawe. Fouled back. 1-1 on Lawler. One out. Runners at first and second. Lawler waits. Hit hard. Hard to third base. Runner gets to third base in time. Hard throw to first. Not in time. Runners advance. One run in. Second run's rounding. Well, there we go. Intentional walk, and he scores from first base. That puts two more runs on the board for Fanshawe from a hard hit ball by Jamie Lawler. How many times does that come to bite you in the butt when you show the respect? And here you see the hard hit ball by Lawler. Hit hard to third. Hot corner has to play it, and he has a little bumble there. Quick throw over to first, not handled well. And you can see Adamu bolt from second after he gets that throw. And there you see him crossing the plate. The Wii Digital replay caught it perfectly. And Ferris Adamu is very proud of himself, scoring that run all the way from first base. Hard hit by Lawler. So Fanshawe just doubled their score. We're in the bottom of the third. One out. Runner on first. And we've got a new pitcher for George Brown. It's Nathan Long from Whitby, Ontario. Wears number 16 in 7 games. He had 4 starts, 3-4, 0 saves. He's pitched 23 innings, give up 16 walks, but had 29 strikeouts. And he's a 6.09 ERA. So the Fanshawe Falcons have got to Finley Butler and Nathan Long now has the baseball. Finishing his warm-ups. We're in the bottom of the third, and Fanshawe leads the George Brown Huskies by a score of 4-2. Kevin Johnson, our home plate umpire, has seen enough. Nathan Long has had his warm-ups. That brings the designated hitter, Carter Stratton. 9 for 27 on the season, batting a even .333 with 8 RBIs. As he steps in, new pitcher. Lets the first one go. Had to see what this pitcher has. And he throws a strike. Outside for a ball. as the Fanshawe dugout taunts Nathan Long. Takes one inside. Ball 2. In the dirt. And that moves Lawler over to second base. Three and one to count. One out, runner on second for Fanshawe. Stratton ready. Takes it in the dirt for another ball, so he's aboard on 4 balls. Liam Carson, third base, heads to the plate. Liam Carson is 13 for 42, batting .310 on the regular season, 8 RBIs, nothing in the home run column. He'd like to get one here. Takes one low. You see some of the players with their hoodie hanging out of their jersey. It is cold, but the players are doing a great job of staying warm and staying in the game. Liam Carson. Want to know the count? Foul tip. That caught Wagenhofer in a strange way, went off the mask and caught him in the nether region. He's going to walk it off, get a little bit of a gratuitous time there. Everything hurts a lot more when it's cold outside. One and one the count on Carson. Runners at first and second. One out. Oh. Nathan Long is having a hard time finding the strike zone here. But it takes the pitchers just a little bit longer to get warmed up on the mound in this 3-degree day. Found one down the middle, swung on, knocked foul, as Liam Carson goes 2-2. 2 runs in the first for Fanshawe, 2 runs in the third. And we've got one out here in the bottom of the third. A little bit of a looper, couldn't quite pull it in. Brings the count to full. Good shot there of Nathan Long as he waits for his sign. outside. So Nathan Long has come in. And walked his first two batters. So we've got one out. Bases loaded. Fanshawe top by 2. And McGuire Gordon is due up. Batting .239 with 4 RBIs in a regular season. Near the bottom of the order. Takes one inside. He indicates don't go. Bases are clogged. No room at home plate. Don't advance. Down low for 2. Nathan Long is digging himself a hole on the mound right now. To know the count on Gordon. Puts one down the middle, swung hard. Hard to center field. And that'll bring in Jamie Lawler. So McGuire Gordon hits to deep left field. Gets the RBI, making sure that he makes the catch. Runners advance. Ball thrown into third, but Lawler scores. That brings the second baseman to the plate, Connor Smith. 2 outs. Runners at second and third. 5-2's the score. Bottom of the third. He takes high. Connor Smith batting .286 on the regular season with 7 RBIs. He's 10 for 35. Another one down in the dirt. You can see the frustration on Nathan Long's face there. He's trying to figure out what he needs to do to get that ball across the plate. But when he does, Fanshawe's putting the bat on the ball. Tough to come in on a cold day and be expected to pitch well. But that's the job Nathan Long has as they're looking for that one. And Kevin Johnson gives no sign of a strike. 3-0. Taken all the way, puts one down the middle. 3-1. Connor Smith, Nathan Long. The duel continues. In the dirt. So the base paths are full once again with walk after walk from the George Brown Huskies. This time serviced by Nathan Long as the pitching coach heads to the mound. And Nathan Long will be retired for the day. Tough coming into a game this cold and being expected to pitch well. So the third pitcher of the day for the Huskies is now on the mound. Hayden Wessling, in 7 games of 4 starts, he's got a 3-2 win-loss record, 0 saves. He's pitched 26.1 innings, 11 walks, but had 18 strikeouts with a 5.32 earned run average. He comes into a difficult position. We got 2 out. Bases are loaded. He's got a big kick. And Wagenhoffner's giving him some signals of where to put the ball. Kevin Johnson, our home plate umpire, is watching to make sure everything's in order. So that brings Eric Martin to the plate. Eric Martin's in his first year from Acton, Ontario. This is the 8th batter to the plate this inning. Eric Martin scored a run, takes the first pitch outside. Takes 2. Down the middle for a strike. Outside for a ball. Fanshawe has the better regular season record, 11-7, while the Huskies are 9-9. And this game is proving to be accurate to that regular season record. And he walks him. So that will score Connor Stratton. And that brings Drew Lawrence back to the plate. Drew Lawrence was at the plate at the end of the second, couldn't complete his at-bat. Started the inning to continue his at-bat. And once again, his second trip to the plate here in the inning. Takes the first one inside. Swung on, popped up. Shortstop's under it, and they'll retire the side. But not before Fanshawe scores 1, 2, 3, 4 at the wicked base on balls. Served up by the Huskies. As the Wii Digital Replay shows you there, popped up, shortstop. Makes the call, I've got lots of room. Hit high, hit hard. And in the glove it goes. So now in the inning, Fanshawe 6-2. You're watching OCAA Men's Baseball Championship here on Wii Digital. We'll be right back.
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
Welcome back to the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. We hope you're enjoying the coverage thus far. The Fanshawe Falcons lead the George Brown Huskies by a score of 6-2. And there's a look at the schedule for this weekend. We've got another game coming up at 6:30 where the Durham Lords take on the Centennial Colts. And then tomorrow we got games at 11 o'clock, 1:30, and 4 o'clock, as well as 6:30 right here at Lacoste Park, as the seeds work their way through. Hope you stay with us all weekend here on We Digital for the 2022 OCAA Baseball Championships. Well, the Fanshawe Falcons have got a new pitcher on the mound, number 30, Samuel Clements. Not to be confused with that man that wrote so many books known as Mark Twain. This is Clements, not Clemens. In 6 games, he's relieved 6 times, 2-0, 1 loss, no saves, 11.2 innings he's pitched, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts, and a 4.2 ERA. And Huskies bring the top of the order here in the 4th. Kyle Bandura, the center fielder. And Clements gets in ahead of him really quickly. He's got 2 strikes on him. Throws his bat at it. And that's caught out in center field. So 1 up, 1 down, Kyle Bandura. Coming to the plate now for Georgetown. Playing third base is Jarrett Lupton. He had a base hit his first trip to the plate. And struck out his second trip. Hit hard up the middle. And Clements sticks out the glove and makes the catch on that one. Great glove. Good hit, but a better glove. As Clements is trying to hold back the smile on that. Wincing. 2 up, 2 down, nobody on for George Brown here in the top of the 4th inning. And Samuel Clements is getting it done. Ball 1. Down the middle, swing and a miss. 1-1 to Wagenhofer. Wagenhofer scored a run, one of the 2 for George Brown. Verhoeven couldn't quite hang on to that as it squirts back to the backstop. Brady Wagenhofer there from Newmarket, Ontario in his 2nd year. He was looking for that one. I think he'd like to have that one back. Called strike. That'll do it. 1-2-3 for the Fanshawe Falcons over the George Brown Huskies. We're in the middle of the fourth. Fanshawe leads Huskies by a score of 6-2. You're watching the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships on We Digital. Stay with us.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Welcome back to Lacoste Park here in Tecumseh, Ontario. My name is Mark Knight. You're enjoying the We Digital coverage of the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships between the George Brown Huskies and the Fanshawe Falcons. Fanshawe is enjoying a 4-run lead. 6-2 the score over George Brown at the moment. At the plate, the catcher, Brad Verhoeven. Brad hails from St. Thomas, Ontario. He's in his third year with the Falcons. He stepped out of that pitch. He said he called for time, but Kevin Johnson isn't having any of it. He's got a ball and a strike on him. Takes that one outside. Quickly, the count goes to 3-1. Bottom of the fourth. And the base on balls continue. This time at the hands of Hayden Wessling, who is pitching for the Huskies. Ferris Adamu, the right fielder for the Falcons. Strike one. They intentionally walked him his last trip to the plate, and he scored a run. They're deciding to pitch to him this time. Batting cleanup. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Ferris is from Mississauga, Ontario, in his fourth year with the team. Has a strong bat. Foul back. He's smiling. Wessling throws in. Curveball. High. 1-2. Pitches are getting away from him here. Bottom of the fourth, nobody out. Runner on first for Fanshawe. Brad Verhoeven there. Base on balls. 2-2 the count. Swing and a miss. So Hayden Wessling adds to his K count. Coming up to the plate now for Fanshawe, the first baseman, Jamie Lawler. From Cambridge, Ontario, Jamie scored a run in the third inning. I would like to get on base here in the fourth. Hard swing. Out to center. Throw to the third, and they get him. Verhoeven's not happy. Smashes his helmet down. As you see, Jamie Lawler there at first. So we got two out, runner at first. Bottom of the fourth. And that brings up the DH for Fanshawe, Carter Stratton from Guelph, Ontario. He's in his second year with the team. Carter scored a run here in the third inning as well. Hit hard in the hole. Past shortstop, out to center field. Quick flip back to short. And Carter Stratton is aboard with a base hit. One pitch, one swing. Stuffed it between third and short. And we've got runners at first and second. Two out. Little inspection of the ball. Field may be a little damp in a couple of places, and extraneous mud might end up on the ball from time to time. The day started rather cold and wet. We actually had snow today. Liam Carson from Ingersoll, Ontario, at the plate now for Fanshawe. Takes the first strike. Yeah, snow and baseball don't often go together, but that's the way the day started. Tomorrow they say it's going to be much better, but it's cold right now. Pitch almost got away from him. Wagenhofer was able to haul it in. 1-1. Throwing some changeups up, hit back to the mound, off the foot, flip to first, and he gets him in time. Kind of looped that pitch in there, and you saw it go back. You see here on the replay as he swings. Hit straight back at the pitcher, kind of goes off his foot. He's able to corral it. A little flip to first base, and that retires the Fanshawe side. So two runners aboard, left on base. We're at the middle of five. And it's 6-2 in favor of the Fanshawe Falcons. You're watching the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. Please stay with us.
Every child should learn how to swim for health, for safety, and for fun. That's why we've started Canada's Swim Team. Learn to swim at least 25 meters on your own, and you're on the team. Canada's Swim Team. It's that easy. Help make us the world's largest swim team by adding your name at getswimming.ca. Ask your parents first. Swimming, the only sport that can save your life.
Welcome back to the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. Fifth inning, Dan Ferracci at the plate. Samuel Clements on the mound for Fanshawe. Two balls. Dan Ferracci's from Georgetown, Ontario. Standing there and takes the third straight ball. Samuel Clements was so sharp in the last inning, he's having trouble finding the strike zone, but he lobs one in there. 3-1. And Ferracci's just taken. Clements allowed to get the off-speed stuff across the plate. Third one there. Up the middle. Flip over to first. Wow. That was a very interesting at-bat. 3 balls, 3 off-speed pitches, and he gets them to hit him right up the middle. So 1 up, 1 down. A 4-3 putout. Top of 5, 1 out. Nobody on for George Brown. Takes high. Ball 1. Brendan Nole. Up the middle. Straight to short. Over to first, just in time. The Fanshawe machine is working as Clements gets him to hit right where he wants him to hit it. Shortstop making no mistakes there. Four-3 put out, 6-3 put out. Robert Vavarutsis takes the first pitch in for a strike. High and inside, ball 1. Hit foul down the left field line. Curls towards the fence, strike 2. Rob saying that one buzzed my hands. He's sitting there flexing his glove there. Sometimes when you spin them off like that, they get that buzz. Hit one up the middle. Got past the shortstop. Cut off by left field. And Vavaroutsas is safe at first. And you see just getting over the shortstop's glove as it rolls out into shallow left field. Chris Peters now at the plate. Chris is playing shortstop for George Brown from Rosenort, Manitoba. A long way from home here in Tecumseh, Ontario. Throws the bat at the ball. Thrown out at first. Force doesn't matter. That's 1, 2 on base and 3. So one left for George Brown at the middle of 5. As you see the replay, watch him. He just throws his bat at it, just not really swung. You're watching the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. We'll be right back.
I'm just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Welcome back to the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships. You see a fan walking around with his favorite pet, enjoying some baseball, as you see the 345-foot mark out in the outfield. Hayden Wessling is still in on the mound, but upcoming Saints webcast, we got football on Saturday, soccer on Sunday, and women's basketball and men's basketball on Friday, October the 26th at the Sportsplex. So 3 home contests, all broadcast here on WeDigital.ca. So we thank you for being with us through lots of Saints Athletics webcasts as we continue to enjoy the men's baseball here. Hayden Wessling on the mound. And McGuire Gordon at the plate. Ball 1. Ball 2. McGuire Gordon is from Lucan, Ontario. Just north of London. Sort of playing for the hometown boys at Fanshawe. 3-0. Takes one for a strike. 3-1 on Gordon. Swung on, pop back. Full count, nobody out. So the leadoff batter is on base from a base on balls, and we've seen that a few times today. As the George Brown Huskies continue to have problems with their pitching. Connor Smith from LaSalle, Ontario. A local boy playing for Fanshawe. Foul back, strike 1. We're in the bottom of 5. Fanshawe leads George Brown by a score of 6-2. Way outside. One and one. Wessling deals. Down the middle. Short chop. Looking to turn 2. And they do. Short chop to short stop. Get the runner advancing to second. Quick throw over to first. Ball was hit perfectly for a double play. Makes the reach. Foot comes off the bag, but not before he makes the tag. And quickly, there are 2 out. So Eric Martin comes to the plate, the left fielder for Fanshawe. Leadoff hitter. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Hard hit on the right field side. Second base. Miscue there on the first base. Looked like the first baseman was thinking about playing it. Second baseman called him off, but he didn't get to the bag in time to make the catch. You see here the ball's hit. First base is leaking. No, I'm not going to go for it, but he's too far away from the bag. As Eric Martin, the speedy Eric Martin, makes it to first base. We're going to call that one an error. We got 2 out, runner on first. And Drew Lawrence from London, Ontario, is at the plate. Number 1 in his first year with Fanshawe. Looks like he was taken inside, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. That's the first double play we've seen today, performed by the Huskies. Hit hard up the middle, thrown to first. First baseman made no mistake that time, foot on the bag, and he gets the called out. So that'll do it for Fanshawe. A score of 6-2 here on the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships. You're watching We Digital. Please stay with us.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Welcome back to the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital. My name is Mark Knight, and you see the Fanshawe Falcons are leading the George Brown Huskies by a score of 6-2. We're heading into the 6th inning with Samuel Clements on the mound for Fanshawe. Coming to the plate here in the 6th inning for the Huskies, number 25, Braden Tremblay. Braden's at first base. Takes the first pitch outside. Braden hails from Orleans, Ontario, just outside of Ottawa. Hit hard to center field. In the glove and out. They hold him up at second base. Good swing. Nice hit. Straight away center field. As you catch it here on the Wii Digital Replay. Over his head, he has it for a moment, but can't quite hang on to it. We're going to call that a two-base hit. Unless they give it an error, but I don't think they will. A little bit of communication there between Verhoeven and Clemens. Deciding how they want to pitch to Noah McDonald. We got a pinch hitter in for Noah McDonald. Called strike. As Carlos Acosta this season, 13 for 45, batting .289. They're calling a balk on Clemens. So that will advance Braden Trombley over to third. In for a strike. Oh and 2. No out, runner at third. Outside. Fanshawe dugout was looking for that. Acosta. Swing, short hop to shortstop. Over to first. But the runner scores. So Carlos Acosta comes in, does his job, gets the RBI. You just see the throw there. So one out, one run scores. Back to the top of the order, number 17, Kyle Bandura. Kyle's playing center field. Runs the score 6-3 in favor of the Fanshawe Falcons here in the top of the sixth inning. Kyle's from Waterloo, Ontario, in his second year. Takes two balls. Two 2-0. Popped up on the right side. And that ball's caught. Two and one on Bandura. Swung on, pulled foul down the left side. Hit up the middle. Shortstop to first base. Drops to the ground, but he's called out. So we've got 2 outs, 1 run in. Third base, Jarrett Lupton is at the plate. Jarrett's from Paris, Ontario. In his first year, taking ball 1. Close, but no cigar. Ball 2. Way outside. Ball 3. Ball 4, and Lupton is aboard. And that's the first base on balls that Samuel Clemens has given up. That brings to the plate the catcher, Brady Wagenhofer. 2 outs, runner on first. Brady's from Newmarket, Ontario. Taken all the way outside for a ball. Swung on, hit hard. All the way to the fence in left field. Quickly get the ball back into the shortstop. And the left fielder does a good job of picking that ball up and getting it in. So now we got runners at first and third, and Faraci is at the plate. Taking the first one for a strike. Faraci from Georgetown, Ontario, pops one back. Jarrett Lupton on third base. Brady Wagenhofer on first base. 2 out. Faraci. Hard up the middle. Good play by the shortstop. Gets it over to first. Negates the run scoring, and a little ball flip there. That ends at half the inning, 6-3 in favor of the Falcons. You're watching the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships on We Digital.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
Welcome back to the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here on We Digital at Lacoste Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. Fanshawe Falcons heading into the bottom of the 6th, leading the George Brown Huskies by a score of 6-3. Hayden Wessling on the mound for the Huskies. as Brad Verhoeven heads to the plate. Brad's catching today for Fanshawe. Takes the first pitch outside. Ball one. Hit hard. Down the right side. Strike one. Brad's from St. Thomas, Ontario. Not too far from Fanshawe College. Swing and a miss off the foot of the catcher. Wagenhofer there. 1-2 is the count. Nice level swing. Safe at first base. Clean hit out to right field. As you can see, the nice swing here. Short hop, right fielder gets it in. He's aboard with a base hit. Ferris Adamu. No out. Runner on first. Swing and a miss. Ferris is from Mississauga, Ontario. Was put aboard a couple of innings ago and scored a run. Struck out his last time at bat. Swinging hard. Quickly, he got 2 strikes on him. Hit down the third base line, off the third baseman's glove, and in to left field. That'll advance Verhoeven to second, and Adamo's at first. Back-to-back base hits to start the 6th inning. That brings Jamie Lawler to the plate. Jamie's from Cambridge, Ontario. No outs, runners at first and second for the Fanshawe Falcons. Lawler striking the pose there with the bat, pointing to center field. Not sure if he's doing that intentionally or not, but we shall see. Lots of bat activity. Off the handle, off the backstop, and the back catcher comes down with it. One swing of the bat. And Lawler's out. So Carter Stratton comes to the plate. Wearing number 5. He's the DH today from Guelph, Ontario. Trying to move his runners around. Check swing on a high fastball. Ball 1. Carter had a base hit his last trip to the plate. Taken high there, you see Wagenhofer favoring his leg there a little bit. He took a bad hop early in the game, and cold air might be affecting it now. Ball 2. Inside. They're saying he caught him. So hit by a pitch. Carter Stratton is aboard. Little chitter chatter on the mound. Liam Carson having a chat with the third base coach. Getting all the signs. Liam's playing third base today from Ingersoll, Ontario. He steps in. Bases loaded. And 1 out. Carson takes for a strike. Got to make sure Westling can get it across the plate. Chopper up the middle. Half a flip to second base, gets the out for one. 1 run scores. We've got runners on the corners. So Verhoeven comes in to score. As you can see, the chopper to second, he just kind of flips it out of his glove to second base. For the second out of the inning, Fanshawe goes ahead 7-3. Runners on the corners. McGuire Gordon at the plate from Lucan, Ontario. And the stare down. Kevin Johnson calls time. And you can see there, Hayden Westling said, I had him. I had him. He was mine. All smiles there on Gordon. And the stare down continues. Pitch. Foul back to the right side. Strike 1. Down the middle. Westling wins that one. Strike 2. Bottom of 6. 0-2 the count. 2 out on McGuire Gordon. Hard hit up the middle. Through the shortstop's glove. And they're turning. So Adamu comes in to score. We got runners at first and second and 2 out. Good swing. Hard hit. So Connor Smith comes to the plate from LaSalle, Ontario for Fanshawe. Playing second base. He's got runners at first and second with 2 out. Takes one for a strike. Fouls one back. Strike 2. Good shot of Liam Carson there on second base. Swing and a miss, and that'll retire the side. So Connor Smith goes down swinging, but not before his team gets a couple. 8-3. Heading to the top of the 7. You're watching the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships on We Digital.
No. I never smoked any. Sure, I smoked a bit. But it was more your mom who was into it. Pot grows naturally, but it won't help you grow as a person.
Talking cannabis with your teen can be learned. Download our free brochure.
You know what? Poison ivy grows naturally, but it's not good for you, is it?
Find the answers you need at drugfreekidscanada.org.
You're connected to WeDigital.ca, and you're enjoying the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships here at Bert Lacasse Park in Tecumseh, Ontario. There's a list of our upcoming games. We've got another game coming up, 6:30 planned start time. That will be a little bit late. We got 4 games on Friday at 11, 1:30, 4 o'clock, and 6:30. And then Saturday is the bronze medal and gold medal game for the OCAA Men's Baseball Championships. George Brown, top of the 7th inning. They've got some work to do. Brendan Nole is at the plate. And Samuel Clemens still on the mound for Fanshawe. Hard up the middle. Shortstop makes the catch, but couldn't quite get on his feet to make the throw. And Nole is aboard with a base hit. Across the bag, good job of the shortstop to get over there to cut it off. So Rob Bavarutsos is at the plate now. Looking to move Nole around. Takes the first pitch in for a strike. George Brown's got 5 to get to tie. Here in the top of the 7th. Short hopper. Easy throw to first. 1 out. Nole moves over to second. But Bavarutsos is out at first. So now the shortstop, Chris Peters from Rosenort, Manitoba. Chris Peters has been aboard on a base on balls in the 2nd inning. His only trip on the base pass today. Foul back, strike 1. Taking one on the corner, strike 2. As he tips his head back thinking, I don't think so. The call's the call. in the dirt. Nole does not advance. Pretends to, but retreats back to second base. 1-2 is the count. Top of 7, 1 out, runner on second base. Outside, thought maybe he could draw him into that one. But Clemens couldn't sell it. Swing and a miss. Fastball called for, fastball received, and that's 2 outs for the Huskies. Clemens has come in relief and has been in control of his pitches ever since he's been here. 1 base on balls, but he comes right at the hitters. Braden Trombley now, first base. Takes one outside. Ball 1. Inside, ball 2. Ball 3. Braden Trombley, 3-0. Here comes a juicy one. Not so. 4 straight. So he gives up his second base on balls for his time at the mound. We've got runners at first and second. So Carlos Acosta now did his job his last trip at the plate. Got the RBI. Carlos is from Toronto, Ontario, in his second year. Ball 1. Acosta down the third base line. They're calling it fair ball. So Acosta does his job once again. As 1 run scores. We got runners at first and second with a hard hit. Down the left field line. As the meeting of the minds happens on the mound for Fanshawe. Nole comes in to score. Trombley's on second. Acosta's on first. At the plate, number 17, Kyle Bandura, the center fielder. Takes the first one for a ball. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Swung on. Down the left side, foul. George Brown has a little spark going here. Taking a looper. 2-1's the count. 2 out. Runners at first and second. Pulled foul. 2-2. Bandura is getting around on that pitch rather quickly. Pops one up, but out of play. Three foul balls. 2-2 at the count. Another one ripped into the dugout. Outfield still playing him straight up as he pulls everything down the left side. Short hopper to the third. Touch the bag. And now to wrap it. Force out at third base. And the Fanshawe Falcons wrap things up with a score of 8-4 over the George Brown Huskies. The 2022 OCAA Baseball Championships on We Digital will continue in just a few minutes. Please stay with us.